Well, Emily and Brennan go to the hot tub to answer the fishbowl questions.
Hot tub for the fishbowl questions.
And Brennan's boundaries gets brought up.
Okay, what is the boundaries?
And he says his boundaries are having enough space and no pressure to hang out all the time.
What?
I don't want to be around you. And be cool with it.
I ain't gonna hold you. If you don't want, I have some friends. I have some. There's a list. There's a hierarchy when it comes to friends. I have like my best friends, my closest friends, and of course I have my wife. The wife sits above the hierarchy, of course. If I can, at my grown age, with a wife, move in with my best friends. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because I like them.
Yeah.
I like being around them. So he keeps telling her that he wants to go back to being friends, but I want you to be the friend I don't like and don't want to be around. So it's like he keeps giving me oxymorons. You get what I'm saying?
But see, the thing for me is I can understand not being around, wanting to be around somebody all the time, because I'm like that with most people.
Yeah.
I like my alone time. I'm an introvert. I enjoy my own company.
Yeah.
But when it comes to my husband, I enjoy his company just as much as I enjoy being by myself.
Those rules don't work for me. I'll be like, do you want to be by yourself? She's like, never. I'll be like, oh, okay. Fine.
And that's not the case for everybody.
Yeah.
But for Brennan to say that he doesn't want to be, like, when I say I don't want to be around you, which is probably every day, take it, deal with it, don't talk to me about it.
That's weird.
Whatever, Brennan.
Yeah, his boundaries is even. Go continue.
Emily says the hardest thing she's had to forgive is her dad, with how hard he's pushed her in sports and life, and she had to really work through that through therapy.
Yeah. Now these are some of the questions. These are some of the answers that some of the answers to the questions that they was asking and things
in the
like
fishbowl.
that. Yeah.
Brennan says that, and I also want to explain if this sounds a little bit like, okay, they're not really talking about the same things as far as like having a conversation, because they're not having a conversation.
They're just answering
They're
questions.
just answering questions. They're not trying to say, well, what do you mean by that? Or can you explain a little bit more? Or this is how I relate to that. Yeah. It's none of that. It's thinking, just like, let's just like finish the bowl.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is like supposed to be like a starter, like an icebreaker. But you're not supposed to lean completely on the fishbowl questions. You're like supposed to, you're picking out questions to where y'all can elaborate and basically go on your own and things like that. But you're right. They basically going question for question. Next. Yep.
Yeah. Brennan says his parents are good people, but they don't have the best way of dealing with things. Okay. He has tried talking to them, but they had no desire to change their ways. He says that he loves changing things and making things better. We have not seen that.
No, we haven't.
Okay, sure. Whatever. Brennan says that he has given up on trying to have a relationship with his sister, but it was more suffering than happiness. Okay. He is focused on his happiness currently in his life. And I am terrified.
How so?
When people say that they're focused on their happiness, a lot of the time that means I'm focused on my happiness beyond everything else. So beyond being a friend, beyond being a husband, beyond being an actual partner and a support. So whatever you got going on, I don't give two flying F's because I'm focused on my happiness.
Maybe.
And that's how Brennan comes across to me. My boundaries are leaving me alone.
But he don't even seem like a happy person though. Like
maybe he's happy when he's not around her. Maybe. I don't know.
like maybe, and maybe you do have a point to that, because usually whenever somebody put their happiness or hold it up to that high esteem, it's usually at the cost of someone's unhappiness. You get what I'm saying? So it's like a selfish happiness. You will hope that your happiness will be independent and not cause somebody else unhappiness. But I thought it'd be a red flag for you when he was talking about his sister. Now, I don't know his family dynamic, so I'm not even gonna guess to see like who's in the right, who's in the wrong. Yeah. But hopefully, like, you gotta look. Some people say when you marry somebody, you also marry into their family. Yeah. So you have to look into how serious a quote unquote direct family member is, and that he can cut that off, even if he's in the right to cut it off. You get what I'm saying? Usually you like forgive your family or things like that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And from my POV, I don't know if he's old enough You get what I'm saying? To be saying that, yeah, I cut off my sister. I'm like, bro, you're not 50. You're not 60 years old. Like, that's one thing. If you're like at that age, you be like, I have 50, 60 years of trying. You get what I'm saying? But he looked like he's in his mid 30s and things like that. And I'm like, what could she possibly do? But that's just me guessing. Maybe she did do something that made him go, I don't know what it is. But my thing is, if he can cut off a family member that is directly related to him that much, Emily, Married at First Sight, oh, he can definitely throw you to the side.
Yeah.
Like, that's nothing. He has no history or anything like that with you to even try, you know?
And honestly, what also made me raise a red flag at Emily was she didn't even ask about the sister situation.
That was strange, right?
Like, why don't y'all get along? What happened? What is y'all's relationship? Because to me, I can understand no matter the age of you cutting a family member off, but I need to know the reason.
Yeah.
Is it a good enough reason to me? Or is it something that is where you prioritize your happiness over going to Thanksgiving dinner at her house because you didn't feel like it, and now y'all fighting?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So what is the reason?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, Emily didn't ask no follow-up questions. I will say, it seemed like they both was mad doing this.
Yeah.
Like, they both was quick. They both was like usually, I don't know. It just felt like they both were just frustrated, as if something happened on the inside that just like, come on, let's go outside and do these questions. You know, the doctor told us we gotta do these questions, or production told us we gotta do these questions, but really we not really banging like that. Continue.
Emily asked him, when have you given up on something? Brennan asked if they can pass the question.
That is so, oh my god.
He said he doesn't have one for that.
Bro, you just told me. You
it sounds like your relationship with your sister.
Bro, it's not even that. It's like, you passing on the question, right? You basically just told me your sister died. You get what I'm saying? How are you so open to tell me that, but you can't tell me something? Give me something. Let me know you're trying at least. Continue.
Yeah. Emily says with an attitude that she wishes she didn't give up on her dream of being a broadcaster, news anchor. She wanted to do something in front of the camera. And she was annoyed because she's like, why are you like acting like this is so difficult? Yeah. Brennan says like one thing he hasn't told Emily is that that'll give him her insight into who he is. He says, let's come back to that one.
So
then he goes through the bowl and starts skipping a bunch of questions.
So that's two questions that he passed on, and now it just seems like, do we believe Brennan's doing this on purpose? Dude, like, you think so?
Doing this? No, I don't think he's doing this on purpose necessarily. I just think this is who he is. Just
as in, like, basically, awful. Like, so you don't think he's purposely sabotaging? You just think this is just who he is? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because we go on and Emily asks him, like, why is this so hard for you? Just answer the doggone question. He says it's hard to put a lot of thought into answering. He says that and he reminds her, to me, this is him reminding her of, like, you know, we're on camera. Also, like, remember, we're on camera. And to me, that makes me think like he wants to look good for the show, but it's like you're doing things that make you look awful. Yeah. But he wants her to not yell and get upset when you're the one that's the issue.
Yeah. 100%.
Emily says that what worries her in the moment is the reset, and the plan for the reset is going to backfire and make us not be civil at the end. Well, he says same.
Well, listen. In order for it to backfire, that be it. No, the reset go do exactly what Brennan intended it to do.
Backfire.
No, not backfire. Backfire means that I intended it for it to do one thing and it didn't work. Yeah. The reset is going to do exactly what Brennan wanted to do. He wants you to, every time you come up to him, you ask to touch him. You say your name. He's going to say his name. And when he leaves, you don't ask him where he's going. There's no requirement for him to hang out with you and things like that. It's not going to backfire. It's going to do exactly what it's intended to do. And that is to reset, and you're going to basically, like the Man in Black thing with like the little pen, you don't know me no more. And then that's basically what it's going to do with Emily. That's basically what it's going to do. Continue.
Well, Brennan is starting to get tapped out and he is losing consciousness in the hot tub. Yeah. Is what he's saying. Okay. Emily said, you were in this hot tub for 2 hours yesterday. Facts. You're fine. Suck it up, with some expletives. Emily asks, what have you fought the hardest for? He says, have you ever did push-ups in the sauna?
That was strange to me. I was like, where'd that come from?
And she says, when you act like this, it makes me feel terrible. She says, honestly, to answer the question, like we're supposed to be doing. She says, probably for us in this marriage. Brennan says that this has been one for the books. Emily says that she can be sensitive about everything because she cares. And Brennan says he gets sensitive when someone questions his character or makes something bigger than what it is.
What?
Emily says, so you don't keel over and die. Let's go ahead and get out the hot tub. He says that he wants her to be caring and nice, but that's not how she was. Emily says, every time we film and are being vulnerable, you do this. Emily knows it's hard for him, but it's unnecessary. It's all about him and his appearance, and he asks her to just have his back.
Is that the end?
That is the end.
What did you think about those last sentences, those last points to the scene, Blair?
Yeah, the last points to the scene, I do think he was using it as an excuse to stop playing, of him being like, oh, I'm exhausted in the hot tub. Like, I'm just so tired. Okay, that's fine. Let's move the party into the house and let's continue. Like, it's like everything is a struggle for him. And maybe words and thoughts and feelings are hard for him. Some people, it does take a lot for them. And I think that's where you need to take Dr. Pia's advice and go to therapy. So you can actually learn to communicate and for it not to be this struggle, because it shouldn't be this hard to play a game. So
I find it very interesting that for someone that's so private and things of that nature sign up to be on a reality TV show. It's like your whole life is a lie. I would like, at the end of this season, I want a reunion with the cast. I think this may be a reunion for the books, right? And I want a special episode with just the experts telling us the behind the scenes of what's going on with the production. Because I do feel like this is probably the season that had the most trouble with production. I think this is the most to where production probably felt like working with these folks is hard. Because here's the thing. He says something, let's remember we on camera, and he basically made it seem like, if I was to guess what he mean, he basically like, okay, they got their scene for the night, can we go back inside? I don't think the problem was him being in the hot tub. It was just like, okay, we have to do this scene, let's go back into the scene. Because when they went back in the house and continued their argument and things like that, you kind of see like cameraman running around. It kind of looked like the camera was still rolling, but they wasn't quote unquote filming a scene. Yeah, right?
Like it was the camera that's in the apartment.
Yeah, so or like the cameraman put his camera down because you saw people walking by. And when he say something like have my back on camera.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Hey, we're doing a show here. It's production and things like that. When I say the scene is over, it's like have my back. And I'm like, you're doing yourself a disservice. But guess what? Who am I to criticize what you're doing to your wife? Because your wife ain't speaking up for herself. Now, guess what's going to happen? When you stay with someone who's corrupted like that, now you become corrupted. Now, Emily's angry. Now, Emily's picking up the same traits that he got, to where she ain't talking, she ain't being straightforward and things like that. But you chose to continue to go on with this. Now, I don't know if you want to get out of this marriage, but production told you, hey, listen here. We are not doing a one couple married at first sight show. But my thing is, at the end of the day, Emily, you had a chance to speak up and to voice your frustrations with Brennan, with the professionals, with the experts and things like that, and you chose to do not. So guess what? This is your life. This is your husband.
Yeah.
Anything.